If you've ever thought, why does this feel so hard? Other people just get jobs. Why can't I even start? Am I overthinking this, or is this actually complicated? Then this episode is for you. Because here's the truth. Going back to work isn't actually as complicated as it feels, but it does feel hard. And there's a reason for that. And it's probably not the reason you think. If this is where you are right now, thinking about going back to work, but having no idea where to actually start, I want you to stop trying to figure out everything and just start here. And that's exactly why I created my free Start Here plan. It's not overwhelming. It's not complicated. It's literally designed for this exact moment. It gives you the first step because once you have that, everything gets a whole lot easier. This is the Back to Work podcast for stay-at-home moms who are thinking about going back to work but terrified about what that means. Maybe you're facing resume gaps or a few outdated skills, not to mention juggling kids, life, and well, everything. We get it. We've been there and we've got you. We know this isn't just about getting work. It's about finding a job that fits you and your life. Every week, you'll hear tips, advice, and stories, all designed to help you go back to work. Hit the subscribe button and never miss an episode. Welcome, everybody, to Back to Work, the podcast for stay-at-home moms who are going back to work but aren't quite sure where to start. So let's just say it out loud. You're not just looking for a job. You are questioning your entire identity. You're trying to remember who you were before kids, wondering if anyone will take you seriously, trying to figure out the logistics that did not exist before, and doing all of that while your brain is running 47 tabs in the background. So yeah, no wonder you opened your laptop, stared at your resume, and then went to reorganize a junk drawer instead. Totally normal behavior, by the way, but here's where it gets tricky. You're telling yourself, I just need to figure out what job I want. And that sounds logical, except that's not actually the problem. The reason this feels so much harder than it should is because you're trying to solve the wrong problem. You think this is about finding the right job, updating your resume, figuring out what you're qualified for, but underneath that, it's actually about uncertainty, lack of direction, and honestly, a little bit of fear that you don't want to admit is there. Because when you don't have a clear starting point, everything feels like a big, overwhelming mess. So what do? You scroll job boards, you read articles, you watch videos, you think about it constantly, but you don't actually move. And then you start telling yourself, I just need more time to figure it out. No, you don't. You need a starting point. Let me ground you for a second. You're not behind. You're not incapable. You didn't lose everything by staying home with the kids. What's happening is this. You've been out of the workforce for a period of time, and now you're trying to re-enter it without a clear transition between who you were and who you are now. And no one teaches you that part. They just jump straight to, here's how to write a resume. Cool, thanks. That's like step 7. You're on step like -3. Here's the part that might sting a little, but just stay with me. You're waiting to feel ready before you start. And that's exactly why you're stuck. Because clarity doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. But if you don't know what to do, you stay in the loop of thinking, doubting, researching, avoiding, repeat. And after a while, it starts to feel like maybe this is just too hard. It's not too hard. You just don't have a process. Let's reset something important. Finding a job does not start with applying to jobs. It starts with getting clear on 3 things. What you already bring to the table, and yes, that does include the years you were home. What direction actually makes sense for your life now, not 10 years ago, but right now, and what your next simple step is. Not the entire career plan, just the next step. And that's it. It's not about figuring out your dream job. It's not about rewriting your entire life. It's not about having a 5-year plan. It's just what is the next step that you can take. You don't need more time. You don't need another podcast episode. You don't need to feel more confident first. You need direction, structure, and a starting point that actually makes sense for you. Because right now, you're trying to build the house from the roof and then wondering why it's not working. There's also something else happening that we don't talk about enough. This isn't just about work. This is about your role in your family changing, your routine changing, your identity shifting, and your mental load increasing. So, of course, your brain is like, yeah, let's not do this today. And that's not laziness. That's your brain trying to protect you from uncertainty. But the problem is, it's also keeping you stuck. Instead of asking, what job should I apply for? I want you to start asking, what is the next step that gets me moving? And that might be opening your resume and just reading it, writing down what you actually did before staying home, listing out skills you use every single day now, or just admitting, I don't know where to start. Because that last one, that's actually where things start to change. This process does not need to be overwhelming. But right now, it feels overwhelming because you're trying to do everything at once without a clear path. So your brain does the only thing it knows how to do. It shuts down. And then you think, I just need to try harder. No, you need to make it simpler. If this is where you are right now, thinking about going back to work, but having no idea where to actually start, I want you to stop trying to figure out everything and just start here. And that's exactly why I created my free Start Here plan. It's not overwhelming. It's not complicated. It's literally designed for this exact moment. It gives you the first step because once you have that, everything gets a whole lot easier. You're not stuck because this is too hard. You're stuck because no one showed you where to start. And we fixed that first. Thank you so much for listening. Your support means the world to us. If this episode resonated with you, we invite you to subscribe to the podcast, share with another mom, and explore the links in the show notes. Remember, you and all moms deserve support on your journey back to work.